It's just gross. It's a really gross film to watch.
Hey, those little creeps are sure ugly.
Oh yeah, I'll show you ugly.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly.
Bedtime Babble.
The Garbage Pail Kids.
Chill out, dude.
Just put a knife on.
Yeah, he did. He just put a knife on him.
Actually, sort of studying this a bit more, I probably appreciated it more second time round than first time round.
That is an odd.
Because
Yeah.
Dave turned up, he wanted to pull his trousers down and take a giant turd on it. That's what he wanted
is
to
that what he
do.
wants to
And
do?
and you put a twist in the tail.
I quite enjoyed it. Go on then,
wouldn't-
explain why. Explain what about this monstrosity you found interesting the second time round.
Something on his mind.
Yeah, a girl.
And it ain't me, it's that girl kumquat.
So this started out as a sticker collection from Tops, and they were just supposed to be gross. They are gross.
What are Garbage Pail Kids, you ask? Well, this is Diane Dinah, and that's Flat Tyler.
It was a parody of the Cabbage Patch.
Yeah, and in fact,
Dolls.
they got sued by them.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam with his finger up his nose. Here shows mother wanted for child abuse. And you could put fill your mother's name in right here.
They're called the Garbage Pail Kids, a parody on Cabbage Patch Dolls, but parents aren't laughing.
The Cabbage Patch Dolls was trading cards and teddies, I think, or actual dolls. And then this parodied it, almost like, oh, well, the girls have got a thing.
I caccones sono tornati con nuovi cacco personaggi. Sfida I tuoi amici in puzzolenti battaglie con le cacco puzzacard. Puzzano davvero!
So this film came out in 1987. I think the stickers came out in 1985.
So when this film would have then hit television screens,
Yeah,
if
you're
it hit
prime.
television screens, I would have been like 8 or 9.
So was this a big deal for you when this came out?
When we sat down to watch it, I had quite vivid memories of the first 5 minutes, and then blank.
Yeah. Because as a child, you switched off and went, no, I'll go outside.
What did you eat?
Everything!
That'll do it, all right.
Oh, God. This is awful.
A boy named Dodger is being mugged, assaulted by some bullies.
Adult.
For a minute, I thought you were going to start with he's being groomed by an antique shop owner.
Well, there's
but
that. You
obviously-
could
That's
take
a
it that
side
way.
story.
Yeah.
Somehow we've got to keep these kids out of mischief until we can get them back into the garbage pail. But first of all, we've got to get you cleaned up. You could do with a bath.
Not you, him.
Just me and him.
Not with so. This was intended to be sort of a bit of a horror film, but then they changed director and direction.
Do you think originally he was meant to be a toucher of children?
I mean, not necessarily, but you could see how it would work.
Yeah.
It fits a bit.
Of course you see how it would work. There's a scene where he puts a kid in a dress and then makes him have a bath in a room with seven other little people.
So Captain Manzini is played by a guy called Anthony Newley, and he's actually quite a famous songwriter. He wrote the Nina Simone song "Feeling Good,"
And I'm feeling...
He wrote songs for Sammy Davis Jr.
Look at yourself, you are so famous, much more famous than me.
He even wrote the Bond theme Goldfinger, and he also co-wrote the music for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Dodger's played by I can't remember his first name, but he's an Astin.
Sean
Astin's half brother.
What am I supposed to do with him?
Stick 'em up yet.
Wear 'em? Me?
Mackenzie Astin is his name, and his dad played Gomez Adams in the original Addams Family program.
Apparently, when his dad found out that he'd auditioned for this and got this role, his dad tried to come along and speak to the production crew to get him out of it.
It's because you did that Garbage Pail Kids. That's why you never became a big star like your big brother, your younger brother, your younger cousin, your stepbrother.
Half brother?
Sean Astin.
You weren't one of the Goonies, mate, is basically what we're saying.
basically.
It was either the Goonies or
Goonies, and then the fat one in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. That's it. That's what your career should have been.
Yeah. And then everyone would have shed a tear for you when you died in Stranger Things.
Garbage Pail Kids.
So Dodger works in an antique shop with this
Eccentric.
Eccentric Englishman.
I have a feeling the answer is a musical one. Now I'm depending on you.
And when I get back, you shall have another bath.
The bullies come in and try and rough him up again. And then in the scuffle, they knock over this mysterious garbage pail that has flown down from space and is now in the antique shop. They then drag him outside, take him into a sewer, beat him, tie him to a pipe, and dump raw sewage on him, and then leave him to die.
City zoo poo. When it comes to bullying in kids' films, that's a strong
opener. And then he died.
Drowned in some shit.
The Garbage Pail Kids turn up and rescue him and take him back to the antique shop, where he then meets them all and is introduced by the eccentric Englishman / nonce.
Hey, got any iodine in there?
It's dwarves in animatronic suits, isn't it? Yeah.
The puppets were horrendous. Yeah.
They're horrifying.
Responsibility.
Is this me?
It's kind of got that Mac and Me problem where it's like, well, we've designed the film around them, so we've got to film it with them in it.
Oh, maybe I'll just raise a little.
They look like they've had strokes.
Their faces don't really move properly. When they were making it, they didn't quite get them ready enough in time for shooting, and the director was like, "Oh, we'll just make it work. It'll look better on camera." Didn't.
They're normal people.
We got to hide from them.
But I suppose that's kind of, I think, the message, you know, that this film tries to push forward.
If you're beautiful, you're ugly inside.
Well, no, that's not really what it said. It doesn't, if you're beautiful, you're ugly inside. It's don't just judge beauty on the outside. It's what's inside that counts. It's basically
even
what
if
it's
you're
saying.
as horrific as Messy Tessie.
Oh, something's loose.
Oh, no.
I'll fix it.
Oh no.
That's the problem with the message, is you can't get beyond the fact that you've got a pimpled little wart who wets himself all the time.
Oh, God.
I don't care how nice you are as an individual. If you're going to piss on my shoes, I don't want to hang around with you.
Yo, Einstein, we gotta save ourselves.
Here he goes, yeah. I've got children. I know what it's like to get snot. You know, and one of the things that you look forward to is them growing out of that and it becoming a snot-free zone
This
again.
is almost like nightmare fodder for you. We got Greaser Greg.
I remember Greaser Greg.
It's got a flip knife.
Yeah.
It's got a flip knife.
Leather jacket wearing Greaser with a violent attitude and a flick knife.
Yeah.
If I come across him in an alley, I would shit myself. Because he's real freaky
expect
looking.
every single one of these.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd do if I saw any of these anywhere? Do my best to creep away from them, knowing full well that their eyes don't work well enough for them to see me. They all look like they've got glaucoma. Dodger comes in with some shopping bags of breakfast. Yeah. He brings them breakfast down. And I think it's Windy Winston is sitting there. But Windy Winston starts taking stuff out the bag and then just trying to hand it to people. But he obviously doesn't know where anyone is, so he just starts chucking it over his lip. And then they throw something to Valerie Vomit, and you just see her just go... and it just goes sort of flying past. There's not a point in this film, I don't think, where any of them could see where they were going or what they were doing. I think this is all just done based on either memory, like blocking, and then a bit of memory, like, oh yeah, okay, so I took 5 steps and then I turned around and I did a thing. Or it's just like, just stick the heads on and let them go.
Are you okay? Hey, let me help you. I got it. Hey, thanks, guys.
Pretty sure he didn't mean to fall over there. I know that they said, oh, they weren't finished and we just thought we'd do it anyway, right?
Which is great. But honestly, how much better do you think they would have been if they'd had 2 or 3 months more?
Yeah. I think they just kind of did it and just went, that'll do.
Like, I do think this is the cards just in real life. It's just in real life. It looks horrific. The same as like when they do Homer Simpson and then they put him in real life and you look at him and you're like, that is an obscene creature. None of these are lovable.
No, not at all.
In no way. There's nothing endearing in this movie.
No.
So sorry.
So speaking of endearing, who's next?
Valerie Vomit. She's got the craziest eyes as well.
Getting started with the stuff for the fashion show.
As you can imagine, just throws up on command.
Hi, I'm Valerie Vomit.
You say throws up on command. She throws up once in this film and it's at the end.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, don't be spreading rumours that she's great at what she should be.
Then we had Alligator, who's kind of the leader of the group.
Yeah.
My God, it's Cousin Charlie.
Do you think weirdly that one is the most pleasant to look at?
Yeah, because
Probably.
he's the one that's least like a human.
But I think the character is quite horrifying.
Yeah.
If you pink out on us, I wouldn't want to be your toes.
Because he eats people's toes.
Yeah, he's
Skanky toes.
He's got a lunchbox of eyeballs in it, hasn't he?
An eyeball a day keeps a doctor away.
No, thank you. I'm a vegetarian.
Have a finger.
We've got Foul Phil. He's sort of a whining, hungry baby with halitosis.
Please don't touch this.
Freaky baby.
Yeah, it is awful to look at.
Stuff of nightmare.
Yeah.
Then we've got Nat Nerd, an acne-riddled boy who dresses up like a superhero and wets his pants frequently.
I mean, you say wets his pants. There are multiple points in this film where it's just like you assume that if the camera were to pan up, he'd just have his cock out. And he'd
because the
floor.
stream is
it's
always...
Not coming, it's not in
not
his
coming
trousers,
from within.
Out of his trousers.
And they've done that because otherwise it's too difficult to see that he's pissing, but it just inadvertently looks like he's just got his knob out all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not nerd.
Oh, Nat.
In my view, he's got the worst voice.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, every
voice.
time
Like
he
his
talks.
voice grinds. It's like, stop talking.
Where are you?
Black outfit with a blue top and pink bow.
And then we've got Windy Winston, a boy who wears a Hawaiian shirt and often farts violently.
This'll make him wake up.
There's a lot of the farting in this film.
We cannot choose the way we look, but we can choose the way we behave.
Wendy, totally uncool.
For me, he was the weakest character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tessie. Hi.
Don't shake hands with Messy Tessie.
Messy Tessie. She was difficult to look at.
She really is. Every time she comes on the screen, she was the most repulsive.
One thing they've done really well in this is the consistency of that snot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And the way it seems to just kind of stick to everything is like, yeah, you've got that right.
Yeah.
It makes me feel ill just
Props
looking at
Master's
it.
done some good job.
Yeah, it's like he's milked some slugs or something. hasn't he?
Tangerine. If you know what I mean.
So Dodger develops a crush on Tangerine, who is Juice's girlfriend. Juice being... Oh, we should probably speak about Juice, shouldn't we, first?
Oh, it's Billy no good.
Tangerine is Juice's girlfriend.
Right, yeah.
Those are my kind of guys. Real psychos.
Stuff it, Blythe. Juice is mine.
Why would you call either of them those names?
Because it's the 80s and they're supposed to be cool.
You touched my woman, creep.
No. It was Juice. Baby, come on. He's just a kid. He's about 12 years old.
Tangerine wants to become a fashion designer, and she tells Dodger this. And Dodger then starts helping her sell clothes outside a nightclub.
That's so...
Wait. Don't handle that like that. Why? It's not that great.
You what? Bitch!
Everyone's gone to the club to go dancing, and then she turns up. And everyone spills out of the club to buy Tangerine's t-shirts.
They rush her.
Even the one she's wearing.
Yeah. Just sold her top.
Yep.
That's how desperate these women are for clothes.
Definitely heard of things being sold at sort of drinking holes, certainly. I don't know about a club.
Yeah, but that's like some bloke turning up with a bag of meat.
Tangerine. Now she is ugly. She's beautiful.
Oh, you ain't gonna get her.
He could with our help.
Dodger wants to help Tangerine and gets the Garbage Pail Kids to make him clothes, because it turns out they're really good at making clothes.
Concentrate on what you do. Back or down, it's up to you.
Like, how does one that piss itself know how to do fashion?
And then he starts selling the clothes for Tangerine.
Where did you get those clothes? That is some coat.
Is it?
It is some coat.
And then she decides that she wants to put on a fashion show using her mutant sweatshop. Because she's sort of stringing Dodger along and just trying to get stuff out of him.
Yeah, the world is full of great things. And then they give you chicks to mess it up.
So in the process of setting up this fashion show, her and Juice end up locking the Garbage Pail Kids in the basement.
Oh, they wanted to go to the fashion show.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
Oh.
They sell them to the State Farm for the Ugly.
Stay at home.
No, stay at
Stay
home.
home. It's not a farm.
Where are they? Where? Stay home for the other.
That's where they put the ugly people. All right? Too thin, too fat, too short, I assume.
What's gonna happen to us?
Too crippled.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
They do imply that there's sort of some scientists that maybe experiment on them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their friends are gone. Because they say, don't they?
Yeah, they've been compact.
They were like, no.
We were too late.
Yeah. Yeah, which that was a bit of a...
was
They just
quite
throw that
dark.
as a line. They're just like, no, they're gone, man. I kind of hope he doesn't succeed.
What? And they get crushed in the garbage pail.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Mancini and Dodger have busted out the Garbage Pail Kids from their ugly home.
I am the great Mancini.
Judo chop.
With the help of the biker
With the help of the biker gang that they befriend during a fight. They go into the world's toughest bar. That's what it's called.
That's what it's called, yeah.
The toughest barn in the world.
And then Alligator bites some guy's toes off.
It's toe time.
Which starts a fight. And actually probably my favourite part of this scene, and possibly in the film, there's a point where Windy Winston has got up on the bar. His hat flies off, and then his moustache gets ripped off. But you can see the fishing line on it.
I was more taken with the fact that prior to Windy Winston doing the fart on the bar, he drives the quad bike through the window.
And then they go to the fashion show and then just sort of f*** it up.
They rip all the clothes off of all the models and leave them there in their underwear.
Yeah.
Which
and then
originally I was like, why are they doing that? And then I realised that they'd made the clothes and they were
it's
taking clothes
their
back.
clothes.
But then I thought, it still doesn't need to be committed to film that you've got all of these models running around in their underwear.
it felt a bit like,
No,
it is a bit for the dads.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, here we go. Lads.
80s.
You've had a tough one, Dad. Go on, here you go. This one's for you.
Yeah. A semi and a cinema full of kids.
Oh.
During the fight scene at the fashion show, when Dodger attacks Juice, you see the first bit of Dodger going over, and then it changes to Juice fighting with a stuntman who clearly isn't a child and is actually a fully grown adult. And then Dodger beats Juice.
Beats
He
Juice
beats him into a coma and leaves him there.
I think he wouldn't have stopped if old Mancini hadn't have stepped in and said,
"Come and have a bath."
Enough.
Yeah. Come on, let's go home. Give you a little rub down.
Let's go wash you down.
Yeah. Rinse all that sweat off you. You've had a hard day.
I miss the 80s.
Who would have thought people could have gotten away with abuse, eh? Who'd have thought?
Oh, none of these namby kids now don't know they're not touched.
Then Manzini tries to get them back into the garbage pail by singing a song backwards. But whilst he's got his eyes closed, they all sneak out into the night. Presumably to be seen again in a sequel, but it never happens.
Yeah.
You're nearly there. Yes, I can feel it working.
Oh, it's pulling us in. Whoa.
That's so fucking dumb.
I read on Wikipedia that reckon it had a 1 million budget and it made 1.5. But reception was bad.
This movie's got a Metacritic score of 1. Literally 1.
That's hard to get.
I've never seen that before.
Why should we do something nice? Let's quit now, that's my advice.
We can't do anything by working with each other.
Do they only sing one song in there?
Yeah, it's only one
that's
song.
why it's weird. There's only one song and it's about...
It's a banger.
We can do anything by working with each other.
Yeah.
It's a lovely message.
It is a lovely message, but they're essentially singing it while they break into a place and steal a sewing machine.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. We can do really well and we can break into this place without getting caught by working with each other. Breaking into a sweatshop.
And there's a scene where Alligator's on the back of a little quad bike thing, and he sort of it's jerking along, and he sort of as it's jerking along, he puts his hand up to his head. The sleeve's ridden up, and you can see a real person.
And the problem with that, right, is that it takes you out of the experience.
Yeah, totally breaks it. That was it. Up until that point, I was
totally
on board.
Like, that's a man.
All of the folded latex around Greaser Greg's neck, that didn't take you out of it. All of it just kind of...
Captain, shouldn't we be sneaking in?
They just left the car in the middle of the road. With Tangerine in the end.
Yeah, Tangerine Dream.
There's her end because she gets her comeuppance a little bit.
She does.
We don't have any mothers.
Why am I not surprised?
Oh, fucking hell. Her fashion show is ruined.
Yep.
And then she goes over to the little boy.
To the 14-year-old.
Yeah, and she says to him...
Sorry I locked your disgusting mates in a basement and had them kidnapped and sold for murder, to be executed.
Yeah.
And took all of their hard work and passed it off as my own.
Maybe we can just be friends. Maybe we can just do fun things together. No thanks. I don't think you're pretty anymore.
Bang. I love that. That is the theme of the story.
Yeah.
That Dave doesn't believe exists.
The conversation we had was whether or not he grows through this movie. And I said, no, I don't think he does.
He does. He absolutely
does.
I don't think he does.
He does grow insofar as he realises that just because you're pretty doesn't mean you're pretty on the inside.
That's funny.
Give me that.
God, I hate them so much.
I'm going to give it a 1.5. Once they've been on screen for longer than about 10 minutes, you're kind of done. There's no more to it.
The joke is extinguished. There's just a lot of bad dialogue and
yeah, exactly the same. I'm going 1.5. Oh, I sat on the cushion edge. Oh,
is that unusual?
Yeah, made me feel loved.
I'm also going to give it 1.5. It's just boring at bits and then just creepy and vile to look at.
So the Garbage Pail Kids get 4.5 out of 15. Thank you to our Patreons. Thank you for your support. It's lovely. I hope you're enjoying it.
We appreciate it.
Very much so.
If you like this, please give it a like. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends about us. And what else should they do, Dave?
You should... Twitter's still pretty big, isn't it?
Okay, you're out of the game. Chris, what should they do?
start a band.
Oh.
Yeah, learn. If you don't play an instrument, learn. Find some other people so do the same thing. Start a band. Maybe write a little song.
We would request, if you do go down that route, can you do, what is it they say, it's 10,000 hours of practice to become proficient?
Not necessarily. I think it would add it. I think it would add to the message of Bad Time Babble.
Yeah, Chris doesn't have a quality level here.
Oh, okay.